With the new cards, new adjustment, new echoes, we are now ready for the usual seasonal echoes tier list arrangement on Season 12. As you may already know, the tier list of this game may not be like other games, so here are some must-considered rules on arranging. If you want further information on why we need to use these rules, please do watch the older seasonal tier list video. All of these descriptions are going to be from my perspective, from rank mode, and reach Magic Awakened within 1 week. Therefore, if you have disagreement, feel free to comment down there, but do keep polite and be reasonable. So let's not waste any time and get into the tiering. Bellatrix is the echo that contrasts with the good and bad at the same time on dueling. Even I can totally say that after Frey's twin got a new adjustment, this echo in Top Wizard is really strong, fast to get a fallen stack, and Death Eater. However, in Best Partner, it is another story, so let me make it short. Ah yes, the Bellatrix Echo Pickers, the ones who waltz into Best Partner mode thinking they've got some secret tech, only to be the dead weight dragging their team into the abyss. She's weak, her dueling prowess is non-existent, and in a game mode where teamwork matters, she brings absolutely nothing to the table. A Death Eater in duo? Useless. You'd be better off summoning a paperweight. Takes ages to charge her gauge, and for what? A single target skill that barely tips the scales while your teammate is out here sweating, hard carrying the entire match. No passives to support, no utility, just a glorified burden making the game harder for the person actually trying to win. Now let's go to the next echoes. Ginny's Echo shines in both solo and duo modes. She thrives in fast-paced and making one of the most reliable damage dealer. However, in the current summon-heavy meta, she struggles to keep up, as she lacks the raw burst damage or AoE control needed to deal with endless swarms. Worse yet, meta spellcaster echoes, especially Harry, outclass her by offering superior utility, burst, and survivability. While still a strong pick, the current state of the game makes her a less optimal choice compared to top-tier options. Harry's Echo dominates the current game thanks to its insanely high burst damage. His passive ability lets him unleash spells at a rapid pace, overwhelming opponents with relentless spell spam while maintaining constant pressure. His synergy with top-tier spell decks makes him a nightmare to deal with, securing his spot as one of the strongest and most oppressive echoes in the meta. Hagrid's Echo is an absolute powerhouse in Best Partner mode when paired with Giant Squid, offering a hard time for opponent to decide to move or not, getting damage from tentacle or incoming other damage, especially when teammate need to get revive. While in Top Wizard mode Fiendfire, which have high HP and damage too, making him one of the strongest picks in the current meta and being my first choice of Baning. Again and again for Weasley twin to be meta of this game, since they can compromise with every card and mostly card that got buffed. This Echo mostly gotten packed with the Hagrid Echo ban slot to make it hard to decide of banning. Plussing with the Giant Squid card, their companion can do freely attack even more. Snape's Echo sits in A tier rather than S tier because, while others have burst or game-changing utility that defines top-tier echoes, his attacks after nerfing aren't enough to clear Newt swarms or outrun the healing of Hagrid, or to not keep up with the burst damage of Spellcaster Echo. This Echo is still playable, but harder than in the past. Newt's Echo has risen to meta status, dominating the current game with his insane summon synergy, overwhelming board control. His ability to enhance and cycle summons makes him the perfect pick in today's summon-heavy meta, allowing creatures to flood the battlefield while he just wait a moment to cast Headless Hunt. Whether in solo or duo modes, Newt's Echo provides brain rot, relentless pressure, making him one of the most oppressive and reliable choices in the game right now. Dumbledore's Echo remains a top-tier pick in the current meta, excelling with fast spell cycling, high burst potential, and strong adaptability. His Azkaban and Whizbang that got speed buff, making him a deadly force in both solo and duo modes, maintaining strong board control, while he may be oppressive as late game, but swarms of summon these days making it harder to survive until then. Dobby's Echo sits at B tier in solo mode due to his struggles against the summon-heavy meta. While his mobility and teleporting ability help him dodge attacks, he lacks the raw damage needed to effectively clear summons, making matchups against Newt or other creature-based decks extremely difficult. His hit-and-run playstyle also means he can't quickly burst down opponents, putting him at a disadvantage in fast-paced duels. However, in duo mode, he is A tier, not because he dominates, but because he guarantees longer matches. His constant dodging and survivability make him hard to take down, dragging out fights while his teammate takes control of the match. Against aggressive opponents, he can stall, disrupt, and create space, making him a strong supporting echo in prolonged battles. Ron's Echo is in A tier for both solo and duo modes, due to his easy-to-play, quick burst damage and natural advantage against spellcasters. Unlike some other Echoes, Ron's flexibility in deck building lets him freely include summon clearing spells, making him well equipped to handle the summon-heavy meta while maintaining strong dueling potential. McGonagall's Echo is a strategic and versatile pick, excelling in both offense and battlefield control. Her unique spell, reusability, allows her to cast key spells twice. Her crowd control, summon clearing potential, and sustained pressure make her a strong and reliable A-tier pick in both solo and duo modes. And with the arrival of the new Echo of Voldemort, its first season of gameplay is surely not bad at all. His dark card spell is as fatal as Azkaban or a costless Avada card, which puts pressure on the game. However, other than that, I would not recommend new players to play this Echo because of how high the dark card level is needed. It is because there are better choices of spellcaster Echoes than him to pick and fight summon meta nowadays. So, I will put this Echo on B tier for now. To be honest, Hermione nowadays is so outdated to play with, since there are better choices to play with, like McGonagall. Even though you may use Zuwu deck that has the highest of her potential, there aren't guarantees for you to win against summon or spellcaster that can dodge by Obscurus or just a broomstick. Surprisingly, people are now backing to play Lunar Echo often, not because of high damage Thestral, but for summoning spamming with less effort while still using spells and having the opportunity to burst damage on high health unit summons or players. Neville's Echo is one of the weakest picks in both solo and duo modes, struggling due to low damage potential and lack of impactful abilities. His passive provides some healing and survivability, but in the current burst-heavy and summon-dominated meta, simply staying alive isn't enough to win fights. Without strong offensive tools or meaningful support for his teammate, he often ends up as nothing more than a sandbag on the field, soaking up damage while contributing little in return. In duo mode, he drags the team down, forcing his partner to carry the entire match alone, making him a bottom-tier choice in competitive play. And that was all for this season. Thank you for you all to sticking with this game for this long. Hope this video helping you to decide what to play in rank mode.